The views expressed in this presentation are those of the hosts and guests and do not represent the views of any lodge, Grand Lodge, appended body, or any other person or persons whomsoever.
Brethren, we are at Refreshment.
I'm a cool guy, right? You know, we're cool. He's like, yeah. He kind of got all weird.
I see just a bunch of old guys eating hashed over crock pot food.
Well, you're just not high enough up in the spiritual.
Oh, yeah.
And the potentate is right where you are. And what does he do? He just starts laughing his ass off. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the At Refreshment video podcast. I am your host, Wes Reuter. This is our first podcast, video cast, and we're hoping to make more of these. The idea behind this is to promote Freemasonry outside of the lodge. As you can see, we are here with some libations. We're here to have fun, promote brotherhood, and see what else we can accomplish. First, we're going to start off with introductions. As I said, my name is Wes Reuter. I am the sitting master of Azure LaGrange Lodge, number 770 in Western Springs, Illinois. I am also a member of Hinsdale Lodge, number 934 in Hinsdale, Illinois, as well as Raven Lodge, number 303 in Oswego, Illinois. The appendant bodies I belong to are the Valley of Chicago Scottish Rite Freemasonry and the York Rite bodies of Freemasonry in Oak Lawn, Illinois. I am also a Medina Shriner. With me are the rest of my hosts, and we'll start off over here to my left. Marty, please introduce yourself. Greetings. My name is Marty. I'm a past master. I forget what year. I'm definitely in some appendant bodies. I'm a Long Island iced tea enthusiast. I do have my GED hung up on the wall. All of my shoes now come with laces. To be honest with you guys, I'm on a giant upswing, and I'm overjoyed to be here with all my friends and brothers at the At Refreshment Masonic podcast.
I love you, Marty.
Love you too, brother.
Greetings, brethren and friends. My name is Gabriel. Most people know me as Yoshi, so you'll probably hear that bounce back and forth, and it'll be Gabriel or Gabe or Yoshi. But I am currently I am sitting master of Villa Park Lodge, number 1113. I am a member of Al Jala Grotto and soon to be Shail Grotto, and Keystone Chapter number 281.
I'm in that chapter. I don't even know the number.
All right, Brock, take it away.
My name's Brock Bosman. I am from Oswego, Illinois, Raven Lodge 303. And I'm also a member of the Valley of Chicago. And I'm also the sitting junior steward in my lodge. I've only been a member of Freemasonry for less than 1 year, sitting amongst all these past masters, but I do have a great love for Freemasonry, so I hopefully hope I can hold my own game with these guys out here. But hopefully you guys want to tune in and listen to what we have to say. We're going to be talking about Freemasonry very lightly at Refreshment, and let's see what kind of topics we can get into here. What do you guys got?
Okay, well, we haven't talked about segments yet, but the first thing I want to talk about is the new grotto coming up, because I plan on being a charter member of that, and I want to find out more of that. And that comes from our brothers here at Villa Park. And I want them to tell me and everyone else more about it, because all I know is they like to drink, and that's
I know nothing about it.
Well,
Temperance training, brother.
You get a black
Oh,
pass.
yeah, temperance training.
We take our temperance training very, very seriously at Villa Park and soon to be Shail Grotto. Brother Marty, if you want to elaborate more on.
well, definitely proud to say that I am going to be the Charter and Chief Justice of Shail Grotto, CH-ILL. Come chill with Shail. But
I love it.
I do love being a part of the Mystic Order of Veiled Prophets of the Enchanted Realm. I do take great pride in wearing my black fez. And the reason I originally got involved with the grotto was because they ran the hospitality room at our Illinois Grand Lodge sessions, and the hospitality room was full of... And I thought, what a great service they were providing for all the members that were going to these events, and I joined El Jala Grotto, and then it kind of came time to do a more
ceremonious and ritual-driven grotto that still keeps up with all the fellowship aspects while not kind of being a dinner club. So we started chartering Sha'il Grotto, which will meet at Villa Park Masonic Temple. Our first event will be this year, Saturday, March 23rd, 2019, for National Grotto Day. And it'll be a great day. But, Sha'il Grotto, find us on all forms of social media. And if you want to join, this podcast might come out after that, so we're not hard to find. So, Wes?
I want to know, is it going to be, are the fezzes for the grotto, are they going to be just as hot as the fezzes for the fucking shrine? I swear, I got to keep my hair really short
so
because
gotta wear a
otherwise,
sweatband under
man, it's just.
Look, I've only had the one fez, and I'm always comfortable in it.
Well, it's comfortable until it's like 90 freaking degrees outside.
What are you doing outside with your fez?
Doing
on?
the
You gotta
Mystic
be
Shrine
inside.
Desert degree.
It doesn't
Oh my
matter.
God.
Yeah,
Okay.
That doesn't.
Hold on, I don't know nothing about that.
No.
I'm not a shriner,
Okay,
so I don't know. I can't touch
it's not
the shrine.
Okay. I'm not involved with any of the parades or anything, but I
Okay.
could see the guys just sweating their freaking nuts off, driving in the little cars and everything. Well, I'll tell you this:
honest
it
with
gets hot enough in the shrine alone. You guys are taking. Oh, did the potentate take his hat off? I don't give a fuck.
Okay.
When I eat, I thought it was fez etiquette to take your fez off and eat instead of getting it into food and looking like an idiot. And
I like to
no. Ooh. The potentate did not take his shit off. You do not take your
I
fez off.
personally like to fill
You know
my
what? Thank
shrine
you for
fez with
telling me
spaghetti
that.
and meatballs.
So I know now when I join.
and I was told this. I'm sorry. I'm going to tell this story.
Tell it.
It was
I
years
heard
ago.
you had to ride a camel.
Okay.
Speak the truth, Wes.
Years ago, I was at Grove Lodge, and this is probably 2012, 2013, and I'm not sure if Grove Lodge still has their barbecues outside once a week. But one day the potentate was there, and I had no idea who the potentate was or what the potentate was. As far as I knew, it was the feminine product. I had no idea. Seriously,
For
I
those
had
not
no
so
idea.
fresh days,
Because
potentate.
I was completely new to this. So, and everybody told me in a non-specific way, non-joking around, oh, if you want to be a Shriner, you got to be a drunk. At this time, I'm not drinking. We'll explain that later. But so I'm like, well, I'm not fucking joining that shit. And out loud, I was joking around with everybody. I'm like, I'm not joining the Shriners because they're a bunch of drunks, and you got to be a drunk to be a Shriner. And the potentate is right where you are. And what does he do? He just starts laughing his ass off. He just started laughing. And then 10 minutes later, after he leaves, they're like, that was the potentate, right?
They brought you a petition.
Well,
Dude, right?
Well,
That's hilarious.
it's funny because after that, every year I've gotten a call just about every year at the same time to join the shrine.
Oh, dude, they always got like 4 or 5 old dudes who are just on that shit. Like, hey, that guy's under 50. We need to get him. It's but honestly, I'm part of Medina Shrine too.
You know what? I'm
Definitely a
proud
Shriner.
of my under 40 pin I got from the grotto.
The under 40.
I'm really proud of that pin.
To be honest, my shrine activity will uptick when my AARP membership kicks in. Oh, and every Shriner watching this, it's true. So don't get at her.
It's funny because I get stuff from AARP, even though I'm not of the age yet, but just because of the disability. They
Oh yeah,
giving me
speaking of
this
which,
stuff.
look at Wes's cane. Dude. You gotta love this.
Yeah,
man. This
most
is-
people will probably recognize where it's
That-
from, but I'm not going to
that's
mention
awesome.
it.
The cane
That
is
is
hauling
awesome.
ass and it's sitting still.
That's fine craftsmanship right there.
It's Guy Fieri's penis.
Dude. Oh, and I'm touching it.
Yeah, the reason why it's on fire is because it's got transmitted diseases.
A burning sting on the rod.
Was it a pussy roll?
Well, why do you think it's on the ground? I never grab it like that. Yeah.
And you know what? Honestly, I don't feel bad. He gets great parking. Every fucking lodge I go to.
Damn right I do.
Front row.
Yeah,
Yeah, front row.
He's
asshole.
front row.
he's riding a little electric chair and he's doing well.
Yep.
Yeah, hey.
Popping wheelies.
Or he's got a scooter in the car.
You got a scooter, guy?
Yes, I do. I got
Scooter
a
in the
two-wheel,
trunk.
two-wheel fucking
Dude!
scooter.
And it's got a seat
my
on it.
God.
I just got to charge it up.
And it's got a seat on it.
Oh,
my
YouTube,
God.
Twitter, Instagram. If there's any way we can get a subsidized.
And I've already had a word with the the Arch in St. Louis because they got me kicked out.
All right, hold on, real quick.
whoa.
We have to take a quick commercial break to go to our sponsors.
Oh, piss break. All right.
Sponsor break.
Welcome back to the At Refreshment Podcast. I'm your host, Wes Reuter. Again, this is our first episode here, and we're going to be doing different kind of segments and everything. One we're going to be doing is about the anti-Freemasons and, gosh, what those idiots think and everything. This isn't my idea, even though as much as I'd like it to be, it is our other host over here, Marty's idea. So, Marty, please take us into this segment.
The most frustrating thing that you could experience as a Mason is some person who has no goddamn clue about anything Masonic.
I thought it was the 80-year-old brother, always correcting you.
Because he's coming from a place of
That's
love
a different
and
kind of
delusion.
anti-Masonic.
That's true.
No, this is the person that you work with, and I know where you're like, oh, I'm busy Thursday nights. Oh, what do you do? And you're stupid enough to tell him I'm a Freemason, and then he's like, oh wait, are you the guys who have sex with goats on top of a mountain and killed all the Jews? I'm like, whoa.
Not those men.
No, not at all. Realistically, there's a group of people that think they know about Masonry, and they're the anti-Masonic people, and they know nothing about Masonry. And I swear to God, every time you talk to them and you defend yourself and be like, no, that's not what it is at all, they always have the same line, and this line drives me nuts. Well, you're just not high enough up in the conspiracy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. God,
The conspiracy theorist Jim Mars. Oh, my God. Well, you just don't know. Well, you've never been a fucking Mason in your life. How the hell you know?
I mean, I
Dude,
guess
I love that
I'm
one.
a past
R.I.P.
master of my lodge. I've served on the boards for several charities, Grand Lodge committees, and several appendant bodies. But you know what, Cheryl? You work at TJ Maxx part-time, so I guess you got a real fucking handle on the situation.
And somehow you're still washing dishes, right?
Yeah, still washing dishes. Once a steward, always a steward.
Yes. Oh.
Brock, you're a year in. You're brand new to this
And
game.
I have already encountered this situation multiple times. And I will give the first one was from my own younger brother. I told my brother I am now a Freemason, and I'm about to join the Scottish Rite in a week, and I'm going to get my 32nd degree. And what my brother told me next blew me away. He said, have you heard about this guy on YouTube? Old guy with a beard who claims that he's a satanic vampire.
The witch guy? The witch doctor or whatever his name is?
And he is also so high-ranking in Freemasonry, he said there's almost, like Alex Jones, 360 degrees of Freemasonry? He said we don't know anything because 32 is nothing, and I might be getting a 32, but I don't know anything because I'm not getting my 95th or 96th degree.
Yeah, because once you get past 95, then the shit starts
Well, you're
getting
talking about Memphis Miserium here, and these are weird, rare degrees of Freemasonry that are not the same style of Freemasonry that we're talking about.
I actually read if you do your 101st degree under a full moon, you get a free Kia Rio. Is that true?
I would think so.
Yeah, and the last light of the setting moon.
Oh my God.
The blood harvest moon of the red
upon the keyhole.
Everyone out there real quick that thinks the Illuminati is a real thing and Masonry's involved in it, check it out. I'm going to let you in on a secret. We'll get into that part.
Oh, no. It's a secret. He's
I'm
letting us
going
know
to
a
let you
secret.
into a Masonic secret.
There is an Illuminati.
We'll get to
say
that.
it.
Yeah.
We can barely put together a pancake breakfast, let alone run a big global conspiracy for the Zionists.
But I'm telling you, I swear, if you told everyone you were making the pancakes from scratch instead of mix, you'd probably have more people come out.
It's true.
You don't make
fresh
your
pancake.
You don't make your pancakes from scratch. Fuck. All right. Let it know right now. He's
Not when
getting
there's
his
time
past
involved.
master status removed because he uses Bisquick.
We don't ever have pancake breakfast because for us they don't work. For
They
some
don't
other
have
people,
enough members.
they
Oh, that's good.
So what about other experiences you guys have encountered with people?
You know what? Honestly, I've heard all these crazy stories from other brothers. I have not had a crazy moment. I've only had really one time. I was working with a fellow, and he was not a fellow, just another guy. And we're just talking and just shooting the shit. And I don't even know how we got on the topic, but somehow, some way, he brought up Freemasons. And he's like, man, you know these Freemasons. And then he starts spouting off all this crazy stuff, you know, and like how they're all evil and they do this, they do that. You know, we all know the stories. It's pretty much the same stories. And I finally got to him. I mean, after he was done saying, I was like, you know, that's crazy. You know, that's nuts. Have you ever met a Freemason? No, I've never met a Freemason. Oh, okay. Do you think you would know a Freemason if you met one? Oh yeah, you know they got all this stuff. You know, like you can feel their aura. I'm sorry. Yeah, the Patron.
Oh, and sorry everyone, don't mean to cut you off, Yoshi, but this is our server, Jamie, for the night. Thank you, Jamie. She's been doing a great job.
Yes.
But like I was saying, you know, he goes, oh yeah, you know, because you could feel it. You could feel like they're evil or whatever. And I'm like,
Really?
okay.
Ooh, feeling.
Yeah, I know, right? And so I go to him. I'm like,
I'm about to blow your mind.
no. I didn't even say that to him. I go. You know what, man? I like you. You're a pretty cool guy. You know, like I said, we were working together all day. You know, and I finally go to him. I'm like, you know what, man? You're a pretty cool dude. You know, thank you for your help today. You know, you're a big help. Oh, no problem, man. You know, glad to help. And I finally go to him. I go, I'm a cool guy, right? You know, we're cool. And he's like, yeah. And he got all weird.
Cool guy.
That's the first time I'm a cool guy, right?
Right?
Didn't end in the back
right?
of some guy's
I know, right?
Scirocco. Holy fuck.
But I was going somewhere with this. So he kind of like, yeah, man, you're a pretty cool dude. You know? I'm like,
Hey, you seem like a normal guy.
yeah, right? I'm telling you.
class.
And then finally I go, like, you don't think I'm an evil person, right? And like, and finally at that moment, I think he was starting to like get where I was getting at. And he's like, no. I'm like, I'm a Freemason, dude. Ooh. And he just like, dude, like the color just ran from his face. And he's like, well, what? I'm like, yeah, dude. I'm a Freemason.
I
He's
think
like,
he was happy. He just wasn't making a pass.
I know, right? That too. But, you know, back to
If
what I
that
was saying.
story
you
ended
know,
in a steam room in Brussels, it wouldn't even be a twist ending.
A steam room at the Equinox,
I
man.
know, right? But after, you know, like he got his composure and everything, and he started asking me questions. I'm like, dude, it's not what you think it is. You know, like everything you said is a lie. You know, like I can't remember. This is a couple of years ago. This is like when I first became.
So is your brother now?
No, he's not. I know, right?
Junior Deacon.
I know.
He's currently the junior deacon.
But the bottom line of it is that, you know, they don't know. They think they know because why?
Because the internet is a wonderful thing.
The social media, and all the crackpots out there
I know,
that are always
I read it
like,
up
you know,
here.
they're like, you know, they sit on their couch all day long, freaking eating Fritos, and they think they know
I
know
like
what's
the
up.
way he shook his phone. He's like, "How's that Verizon wireless?"
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Dude, Verizon, by the way, you owe us for plugging your, you know.
Yeah.
Don't let. He has a cricket phone. He can't afford Verizon.
Yeah.
Metro PTS.
Metro PT.
PT.
All right, hold on. Are we good?
Oh yeah, we
should
want
probably
to
do
do
the
this before
shot.
we.
Mikey, you want to come over?
Yeah, we got a couple
shot.
other guests over here.
Did you stop that?
No,
No,
come around. No.
This is the shot segment. Yeah.
Mikey, come around the back.
Come around.
Yeah, this is the shot segment, man. Get in here.
All right.
Everyone, this
We
is.
do have other guests having fun with us here. You know,
This
you
is
may see
brother-
other
I think
people
it
every now and
depends on
then.
this one.
You may see the same people.
This
You
is,
never know what you're
brother
going to get from
Mikey
the
Savoya.
Refreshment Podcast.
He runs Villa Park Masonic Lodge's Instagram page and GramWagon.com. That's his personal company. Shout out GramWagon.com.
Thanks.
Killing it.
I'm sorry
Oh,
for
I'm dripping.
Brothers,
Dripping.
Cheers.
Cheers. You're dripping with swag.
All drips.
It's-
All drips.
Oh,
To the widow's
Yeah,
son.
refreshment.
The widow's son.
Salute.
Oh, that tastes like unemployment.
You know,
Ooh.
actually, it tastes like disability.
Tastes like this.
So, yeah, you know, it's pretty funny.
What about
When
you?
I first joined, I was dating this girl. I won't tell you her name. It was Tracy.
It's already a
but-
shock.
That was already going somewhere. I'm
You know,
like,
Tracy, she was a good girl, but one of the weird stories that she told me, she was working at one of the box stores. It started with an M.
Box store.
And yeah, that's what they used to call it. You know, like Home Depot and shit like that.
Oh, that's what a box store is? You learn something new every day.
Okay, so
Carry on.
anyways, so she was working there, and she was telling one of her coworkers that her boyfriend had joined the Freemasons. One of the weird things that she said is, "Oh, do you know that when they carry the initiate around the lodge, every brother has a glass of water and gets to throw it on his white shirt so they get to see his nipples."
Dude.
I'm like, oh,
And you're like, how did you figure
I
out
literally,
the best
seriously,
Freemasonry?
I'm like, I had to go to the bathroom at the time. Like, I got to piss in my pants. We got to get back to the apartment right now. Oh, it was so funny. I'm like, really?
Dude, that right there
Really?
takes it, bro.
Do you
That's-
really think? I mean, I know no one really knows me here on the podcast or anything, but knowing me, you really freaking think that I'm going to let that happen? Come on, seriously?
Wait,
I
you-
mean,
I don't know.
You would have let me see your nipples? What kind of
I
brother
know,
are
that's
you?
what I'm
well,
saying.
you
thought
know,
we were
I
brothers
don't
here.
want them to be cold and wet. If you want to go privately, that's something different.
Everybody, we do have a premium Snapchat account, so
Checking the link for the Patreon.
We may soon have a Pornhub app.
yeah, like, you make a lot of money on the disability stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
You know, honestly, the worst conversations I've ever had about Masonry were probably right after my last divorce. Oh, I've also been divorced a couple times. Maybe there's some bankruptcy.
Oh, you too? You
Let's throw
too?
that out there. But no, but like Masonry was such a big part of my life.
I knew we were going to get together.
Yeah, I know.
You know, pretty well.
I would
for some
I would
reason.
meet these women of women
night.
on Plenty of Fish. The day
Oh, I thought
Ladies of the night.
of that,
When you meet ladies of the night, it's not work.
well,
It's only
Backpage.com
for the
was
night.
ladies of the night. Plenty of Fish is when you're trying to like marry some chick who lives in a trailer.
You know, all the women I talk to that are on Plenty of Fish, they seem to get the most dick pics from there.
God, dude. Jesus Christ.
17% of all dick pics sent through Plenty of Fish are made. That's a true
Plenty
story.
of Fish. That should be their marketing play.
The angle. It's all about
You will get
angles.
the most
and
dick
angles.
pics that
All
come
about
through our
angles.
But no, I
website.
had to like, if I met a chick on there, we went on a date or two and it was good. The one thing I would always have to tell them is like, hey, I'm part of this thing and it involves a lot of my life. Because about every week, 2 to 3 nights, I'm at a different
Absolutely.
Masonic lodge or pen and body helping
Yeah.
with the degree. So I kind of wanted to explain this is something that I do. And
Now, let me ask, if you have a week off of Masonry, do you feel like something's wrong?
I haven't had a week off in Masonry in 7 years.
I had 2 weeks off from Masonry, and I thought it was bizarre.
Yeah, it's...
I couldn't even believe it.
No, once you start doing it, so I would always like bring up to these chicks. I'm like, hey, I'm part of this thing, and they'd all like look at me like super weird, like I was in like a
cult.
and not a cult, but not like a fun cult where it's like we're all gonna wear like
eyes
Cult's become
wide
a dirty
shut.
word. We need to change that.
No,
Cult's
it
become a dirty word. It's not a dirty word. It's a gathering or group.
Cult's a
honestly,
weird word.
Costco is a cult.
Walmart.
Yes.
Sam's
Apple
Club.
phones is a cult.
Yes.
Apple phones, Apple products is a cult. You got to buy a
Unless they had a
connection for
square
a
compass
connection.
around it.
Physical apples, drinking
speaking of
apple
cult, I got-
juice, apple cider. These are also cults.
I've seen people do the apple cider shots every day, and they swear by them.
Oh, you're talking about the apple cider vinegar?
Oh, the episode of... Oh,
Whatever
God.
that is, dude.
Okay,
Not doing it.
I got
Don't
another
believe in
segment.
it.
We're going to stay with this one. You guys got to remind me. I got another segment because I found a medical marijuana seed grower, and he calls his company Secret Seeds or something like that.
Ooh,
I
Secret
got him on here. He
Seeds.
uses the square compass. Has got a marijuana leaf.
No, dude.
Yes,
stop.
I got it on my phone. Oh.
Stop.
Oh,
Secret
yes,
Seeds.
yeah. Secret Seeds or something.
Well,
like
you
that.
gotta
Wait.
think,
Don't
man.
quote me on it.
The federal laws and stuff are probably going to change. There's so many states that are already in that process. We already know what CBD oils is doing for a
Oh,
lot of
wait.
people.
Secret Society Genetics, established 2017.
Oh, and it really is a square
Leo
compass.
Dubinsky.
It really is.
With an owl
With an
in the
owl.
middle.
And
Illuminati.
No, it's not Illuminati. You know why?
That's Bohemian Grove.
Because he's got a graduation cap on.
Well,
so
dude,
he's smart.
No, because
Wait,
the
isn't
real
that the one from the commercial who tries all the suckers?
We'll have to mention this again later, but yeah, it's a
How many
medical
licks does it
marijuana
take?
thing. I know about it because I'm a medical marijuana patient. It's no joke. I do have something wrong with me, but you guys don't need to
And
know
hold on.
about that right now.
He has something wrong
We'll
with
talk about it. yeah.
Realistically, and
That's
right
why
now-
I got invited to be the host because there's something wrong with me.
That's why he's got the best parking
But
spot.
while we're kind of touching on
That's
this,
So that's why I'm here because I got the
As-
best parking spot.
as hemp and CBD and marijuana reform go nationwide, if there's ever a strain called Acacia that benefits Masonic charities, We patented that. We have to get paid on that.
We own that.
Yeah, we like to smoke the acacia.
So
Smoke the acacia.
smoke the acacia. Yes.
Okay, side
Special
topic, though.
acacia.
What about the metaphysical properties of acacia? Have you guys ever heard of anything about this?
You know what? No, I actually have not.
I really
The
asked you to do
acacia
a
plant.
podcast with me after you said that.
I'm just saying, man. The
No, go with
acacia
it, bro.
plant itself, dude,
I've never
has
heard
been
that
known
shit.
to carry DMT in it.
It
Really?
carries DMT.
One of the highest
I've
plants
never heard
of
that
DMT.
before.
No.
Hold on.
DMT
Get outta here.
content. I'm not even kidding you.
All right, see,
This
this,
is
is
a
what I
real
mean. You're
deal.
going to have to give us the
Masonic's
article and the
author.
research.
Yeah, you.
That's
That's
what I'm
gonna be. That's
saying.
gonna be the
Hold
comment.
on. Keep
That's
telling
why
us
I
the
just do
story.
it.
Pull
I've
it
never
up,
heard
pull it up.
anything.
Yes, okay. So
I'm bringing the Google Naughty into this.
The
Google not it.
DMT
Acacia
and
plant.
acacia plant. Probably, right?
can be what is synthesized down and made into DMT, and it's supposed to be very potent.
I've just, okay.
Not only
Not
that,
that I go up looking at, but I'm
like
just
I
saying,
said,
never
I've
heard
only
of
been a Mason
Oh,
for barely
actually,
a year.
hold on. He's not full of shit.
No, I remember we raised a candidate to the 3rd degree, and he's like, the acacia, is it talking about making DMT? And I'm like, good call, man.
George
but
said that?
no.
Get out of here.
Nope.
Steve said that?
No, not even from this lodge.
What lodge?
I'm
actually,
not
hold
saying
on.
lodges.
Fuck you.
Bring on the article. Bring on
Tell
the
me
real
my
article.
Hold on. Right now, Egyptians had their own version of ayahuasca they call Tree of Life that was actually high in acacia. So if the Egyptians were getting turned on acacia, Illuminati confirmed.
Okay.
Confirmed.
Whoa, wait. But I also know this. I read this. It's a couple years back. But Egyptians were known to be using cocaine.
Yeah, why wouldn't they? They're building
Maybe.
pyramids.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How are
'cause-
you gonna build the pyramids? I
like-
guess.
Because
Yeah.
most people that are using cocaine, there's pyramids all over the place, right?
Well, no. Okay, if someone was
Excess
Well, I'm just
energy.
saying, we think of these people as not using the similar stuff that we use today to maybe use it for an ailment or get high or whatever. Because the first cocaine was used for ailments.
Yes.
It's-
It was a
Absolutely.
medicine.
That,
It was
that-
a
history
medicine.
shows that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I'm not saying that they were. Yeah, it's pretty funny, Egyptian people, doing lines and stuff. But it's probably not exactly how they were using them. But it's
no
just
funnier than charging me $45 to see a King Tut exhibit. So.
Hey, that guy there, man, did some wicked lines, man. He did what was known as the Bermuda Triangle. But
On the 33rd parallel.
It's just interesting that the people back in ancient days are using some of the similar things or the same things that we're using today for the same reasons or different reasons. It's all a trial and error. Like I said, the cocaine thing. Trial and error. Everyone thought it was the greatest thing next to sliced bread, and then we found out
It's not
Yeah,
good.
it
Yeah,
is,
it's-
but we shouldn't
be doing it.
You're
Yeah.
gonna have a heart attack.
That's why.
Yeah.
So
Chris Farley.
it's odd to hear that because you think of cocaine as like the 80s nowadays drug, but to hear that the ancient Egyptians were using it for whatever reason just literally almost blows my mind because
Well, actually,
where'd they
they
get
used to-
gasoline to make it?
Yeah, they used to. They were doing some
Diesel
other things.
fuel. Yeah.
They used to have their own version of beer. Then that was like a lot different than the beer we were
Yes.
doing. Because our current beer really didn't change. They came out with that Puritan Bavarian shit for pussies. And then like you
Bavaria.
couldn't put like beer used to be the stuff the Egyptians drank was wild, man.
And they would get like a gallon a day or something like that as in payment of their work or
Thank
something
you.
like that. A gallon of beer.
Yep.
Really?
Well, that's what Tap House Brewery told me at the urinal.
Well, okay.
George Washington also used to brew his own
you
beer.
will find the most interesting truths when you're
At the
staring
urinal,
at
facing
an
the-
article in the pisser.
That's funny.
Yeah, but maybe not Masonic truths because I haven't seen them in our bathroom. So
Hey, you know what, Wes? While we're here, man, why don't we talk about what induced us to come knocking on that door, man, to ask that question?
yeah,
Absolutely,
okay. You know what? Well, my story is quite different. I'm not going to give it all right now, but I actually learned about Freemasonry through a church in a good way. Everything they said about them was good and great. It actually took me about 10 years to join. And actually, when I first tried to petition to join the Grand Lodge or through the Grand Lodge website, no one ever got back to me. And it was probably about 4 years later.
Slipping through the cracks.
Yeah, 4 years later that I had mentioned it to Herb Lindbergh. I said, hey, years ago.
Herb.
Herb, yes. Years ago, I don't know if anybody remembers this, but the Grand Lodge website used to have a bunch of people actually working, construction workers, police officers, crosswalk
Like
people.
photos?
Yeah, photos of them to show that, you know,
Their
Masons
daily
are
life.
regular people.
Yeah, very cool.
I remember
I
it
like that.
distinctively. So I sent her, you know, hey, I want to hear from a lodge in my area, and never heard anything. So it took an extra 4 years. So by then, that was 6 years into thinking, well, do I want to do this? Do I have the time? I was playing baseball and stuff at the time, working. I didn't think I had the time. And eventually, as I was playing baseball, I met a Freemason, and I told him, hey, I want to join. And after that, it took 6 months, and he was really, I don't want to say odd about it, but if there's any Freemasons out there, you know what it means about going dark. So when I petitioned just before the beginning of the summer, this guy, he never told me about going dark. Oh, we don't meet during the summer months. Yeah. So it's going to take a little while. So I was bothering him like every week. I'm like, hey, dude, what's going on? What, you know, I'm ready. You know, let's go. He's like, dude, it takes time.
We're taking a break.
But he didn't, you know, he
never
didn't
said
explain
anything.
that. So I was left a little bit
weird
in the
thing to
dark.
explain.
And then, well, then, like I said, it took a little time. And then one day I got a call and like, hey, do you want to meet up? Yeah, no problem. All right, we're going to have our meeting. So I never actually went to the lodge to meet everybody at what was Azure 1153 at the time. This is in September of 2011. So we met at a bar, Kenny's Irish Pub in Countryside.
Great bar.
That's that strip mall joint, right?
Yeah, it is
I
in a
think it
strip
used to
mall.
be. It's in a strip mall. Yeah,
That's what it's
yeah,
spot.
yeah. I had to think for
Solid.
a second. Because every time I go there, everything else is closed. So is it a strip mall? Yeah, it is. But so I met them all at the bar. Just a couple questions. You know, how you doing? You know, what do you know about Freemasonry? You know, Joe Farrell, our current grand senior deacon, said, "Cubs or Sox fan?" Sox fan. He's like, "You're in." So I'm like, all right, and literally that's how it was. That was the beginning of September. 2 weeks later, I'm going in for my first degree, and the thing is that it was so cold. So if anybody knows that what you wear when you're going through your degrees, it can be cold if there's no heat on. And it was pretty
What
cold.
do you mean? Were they naked?
Really? Yeah, because when we took you through your degrees, we just said, no, you just got to...
I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about the other people. I've heard so many people who are like, I thought I was going to have to get naked. I thought I was going to get paddled. I thought I was going to be riding a goat.
It's just a small jumpsuit. I mean, you look it up on Google. I don't want to explain it.
Google it.
Google it.
Google it.
Look at Duncan's
Whatever.
Masonic
So-
ritual.
A small,
So I went through, it was
small
cold,
jumpsuit
and-
even sounded weird.
I don't know if
just
every
gonna
lodge
say,
does
I didn't wear a
this,
jumpsuit.
but I'm not giving away any secrets, but when you're at the lodge and they're bringing you from darkness to light, the lights are off. And when I was raised, then all of a sudden the lights with the dimmer came on very slowly. And to me, it was very, very impressive.
Isn't
so
that
now,
a secret?
No, it's not a secret. It's,
Kind of.
It's not really. I mean, it's a light. I mean, we can dim the lights here and show you the same thing, but that is what really impressed me and made me to keep going on. So that's why I'm mentioning it, because if it weren't for that, I don't think I would be as impressed. Because the cold
puts something in your memory.
and going from dark into light, it made me think, wow. So that was my experience when I came in. So it wasn't
Very
like
impressive.
I had interviews upon interviews, or I went to the lodge and I saw everything in the lodge and asked questions. No, that's not my experience. So my experience first coming in the lodge was darkness and then being brought to light, and that's why I mention it. Because to me, it was very impressive. It made an impression on me so much that I'm here doing a podcast about Freemasonry.
How many years
So-
later, though?
And that was
What do you-
2011. Today is 2019, 7 years ago. So 7 years.
That's an
Master
impressionable
Mason.
moment, then.
To me, it was. So
What about you guys? What do you guys got?
God,
First time, first joining, coming to
does it
join.
sound?
You need to tell your story, dude.
Weird as it sounds, I knew I had to be a Freemason when I was a kid, probably about 12 years old.
Wow, that's
Most
young.
I know, the most popular show at the time, Simpsons. There was an episode. There was an episode called Homer the Great. You can find it on YouTube.
Buffaloes or something like that.
No, it
Was
was
it
no,
the
no,
Buffaloes? That's
Stonecutters.
Flintstones.
Stonecutters.
That's Flintstones.
No,
Yeah.
it was the Stonecutters, and I knew it was a spoof, but I was like, man, if I could grow up and be part of something even close to that, I could lead a really happy life. So I kind of always grew up doing that. I would Google stuff and read what I can, and occasionally watch the crappy Discovery Channel series on stuff. So one day I just kind of emailed the Grand Lodge out of the blue, and they hooked me up with the lodge closest to my house, which is actually Hinsdale Lodge, I think, with 934.
934, yes.
Which is where I was raised, and
Are you still a member there? Not to throw you off, but
yeah, I think I am. Yeah.
Oh, okay. all right, we can talk later about it.
I sent them a 2019 check. I think they cashed it.
Well, dues went up from 30 to 65.
30 to 65.
Yes.
Ooh.
Really?
I might owe Hinsdale Lodge some money.
Okay, sorry.
So I went to the first meeting, and for people that out there in internet land, Hinsdale Lodge is a very well-to-do lodge.
Beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful. But everyone there is dressed to the nines.
Yes.
A lot of country club members.
Dinner
and
is
stuff.
amazing. Always a great dinner.
But what I didn't kind of realize is that, and you see different stuff, and the lodge me and him mainly belong to Villa Park Masonic Lodge, where he's the current master of, past master of. We're more laid back. We're a business casual lodge. However, the first time I went there was like full on tuxedos, and I was wearing a pair of like what I called my nice jeans.
But did you? Did you get an impression from anywhere else, movies or otherwise, that when you went in, you were supposed to see the tuxes and stuff? Because
An expectation,
I had an
yeah.
expectation of that.
I did
because
too.
from some of the things I've seen, internet videos, you're either in a suit or
Yeah.
you're decked
Yeah,
out
you know,
in a tux.
I
Did you?
tried
But
not
did you
to-
expect that?
I don't know what I expected. I tried to have like opinions based on stuff because I kind of knew everything the world told me was going to be half bullshit anyways. So I went in there, but man, everyone's dressed to the nines. I'm just wearing like a nice polo and jeans. And I'm like, oh my God, I felt so out of place. And they were super cool. Super, super, super cool. And we had dinner and they got to know me. Like, all right, when it's time for you to leave, we got to do our meeting. I'm like, okay, I understand. They invited me back next month. After my second dinner, I did fill out a petition, and 3 gentlemen there were kind enough to sign for me. And cool. I went on my way, gave them my money, and went about my life. So for people that don't know, if you do become a Mason, there is going to be an investigation committee. They're going to send 3 people to find out about you, and
There's no.
If it's done the right way.
I've been on several
And not right
investigation
before, a
committees, and I do a lot of research.
yeah. So, but I mean, realistically, they should come to your home, do stuff like that. Honestly, I've seen some phoned in, done right before meetings because it had to happen, but we try to stay away from that. But so either way, so a gentleman named Tim was the head of my committee. Cool guy. I think he was a Presbyterian preacher. I forget. He called my phone one day, and he's like, hey, is this Marty? I'm like, hey, he's like, oh, I'm Tim with Hinsdale Lodge. We're hoping that we can come talk to you at your house soon.
I think I know who you're talking about. Sorry.
And I'm like, sweet, yeah, whenever, let me know. He's like, we're in your driveway.
Uh-oh,
And I,
Nothing happens fast.
we know where you live.
yeah,
Well,
but
I gave you my address.
Well, I know, right? But it had that like scary vibe where it was like almost.
Did I put my laundry away?
I don't know. You're thinking, and then, like your
Shit, I don't
Dirty
know.
dishes in the sink.
I cleaned my underwear today.
So we ended up doing the investigation committee. We talked for about 2 hours about who I am, what I believed, and
You had 2 hours of stuff to say about yourself?
That's a lot of time. That's a lot of talk.
Man, because when I'm put on the spot, I don't know.
yeah, welcome to the future of this podcast. It's 2 hours of me talking about me.
I know, like, when you told me to be a host, I'm like, I don't know what the fuck to say.
I know, but so I did it. We went our separate ways, and everything seemed to be cool. They told me they were going to report favorably on me, which I'm still kind of.
Oh, they
terrified.
told you that?
They did, yeah. Wow. But it was like one of those things though, where I didn't quite realize Masonry
What was going on,
hurting
yeah.
for members. Which
And, well, okay, what year did you join?
I was 23 and I'm 32 now.
Oh wow!
So if you
You're
wanna
like
do-
10 years in,
No shit. am I?
almost.
I think I'm 8 years since I've been raised. I think I am.
You're getting close, dude.
Altogether,
I would
it's
generally
about 11 years,
mathematically
okay.
add that to
11 I don't know,
your
it's not 11, but
approach
either way,
a
here or there.
decade in
So but either way, they kind of led me to believe I seemed like a decent fit. So I still remember, the next meeting they had, they obviously voted me, and I wasn't part of that. I got this letter in the mail, and I really wasn't hip to Masonic terminology.
You got a letter in the mail.
I did get a letter.
Very nice.
And it was cool. And I really didn't know Masonic terms, but the first Masonic phrase that we use a lot kind of got embedded in my head that day when I read that letter. It pretty much just politely explained that this was the meeting date, that I was balloted upon to receive my degrees in Masonry, but it ended with a phrase. And it was the scariest phrase I ever heard.
Wow.
It really was, because I didn't know what it meant.
Your ass is mine.
And pretty much what it said was, at the end, and anyone who's been in Masonry knows this, and realistically, if you've Googled, you know it. The phrase, govern yourself accordingly.
Oh.
And I'm sitting there, and I was like, you've just been elected to Hinsdale Lodge number 934. Govern yourself accordingly.
Don't get into a street fight.
No, I don't know what that meant.
Dude, you didn't know what that meant. No, dude, nobody knew what that meant at the
Look, I
time.
didn't have a friend bring me in.
Yeah,
I didn't
could you
go to a-
imagine that getting into a street fight? Govern yourself accordingly, motherfucker!
Yeah, right?
But I was still terrified of the line. But then I did my degrees. It was really amazing experience. And depending who you ask this table, 8 to 11 years later in my Masonic career, now we're here doing a podcast. Yoshman, you want to kick off your story?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you were going to
Okay.
say something like, your ass belongs to God, but you
All
belong
right.
to the lodge now, or something.
It's been 4 years now. I was
You're a master in 4 years.
Yeah, right?
What the hell?
That's
That's
pretty
wrong.
fast. That's
4 years.
It took me a long time.
Right?
What kind of lodge did I join?
So,
I thought it was 7 years or something crazy.
It's been about 4 years.
Wait, before
And
you-
you gotta understand though, okay, this guy, this fat bastard, I swear to God, he's a good friend of mine. I've known him for like almost 20 years. And every day after he became a Freemason, he's like, dude, join it with me, man. You should join. You should be a Freemason. I'm like, dude, shut up. I had no interest in it. You know, but he kept on pestering me. I'm like, dude,
Guy sounds like
shut
a
the
real-
fuck up.
Sounds like a real asshole.
Finally, my friend.
Peer pressure.
Sounds like somebody that would wear
my
blue with
friend
stripes.
and his wife at the time.
One of my
and,
wives.
And one of your wife at
One of
the
his
time.
wives.
And my girlfriend, who is now my wife. I had the three of them. Like, why not? Why won't you do it? And I felt kind of backed into a corner. And, you don't put baby in a corner. And I kind of snapped off on them. I'm like, y'all need to back up, They were making me feel a certain way. And they're all like, whoa, Yosh, relax. I'm like, all right, but, you guys realize you guys pushed me in that corner right now.
Trying to bring you to
They're like,
light.
sorry. I'm like, all right, cool. We finished doing what we were doing that night. I forgot what we were doing. I think we were just hanging out. Or did we go out to dinner? I don't remember. Fucking whatever. So after everything was said and done, we're driving home with my girlfriend, and she's like, you snapped off on me. That was kind of jacked up. You've never done that before. I'm like, well, baby.
He hits her all.
Like, oh, stop. Dude, wow.
Me too.
Yeah. She was like, that's kind of jacked up. I'm like, well, babe, like I said, you guys backed me into a corner, and I felt a certain
And
way.
I filled out the petition.
And she goes to me.
So you're saying
Honey.
baby put you in a corner?
Yeah, my baby put me in a corner.
Come
Right?
on, baby girl.
So she goes to me. She's like, "Hun, let me ask you a serious question." I'm like, "Okay, ask me a serious question." And she's like, "Why not? Just simple as that. Why not? Why don't you? And I was like, "I don't know. I don't know." The next day, I called them up. I'm like, "Hey, let me know when you guys are having another dinner. I'll come." And he got all excited. Went to a dinner. Yeah, you did. You got so excited, dude. You were like freaking like half cocked by then, dude. So I go to the dinner. I'm totally new. I don't know nothing about nothing. I'm meeting all the brothers for the first time. They're talking to me and everything. And they had a speaker. And
What's called brother Charles Harper?
yeah. And he was
I know
doing
who it is.
his bit.
He was a member of Villa
And
Park?
no, he just did a.
he just did it, okay.
The master at that time, he had him come in and do a thing,
Okay.
a presentation, and so I'm sitting there listening to him talk about it, and I remember what he was talking about I don't know. It got me wild up, and I was like, man, that's some crazy stuff. Oh, you know what? It was about clandestines.
Yes.
I remember
Ooh.
it was about clandestines,
Charles
and he was talking about that and what they do and how like just I don't want to get into details of it. I don't want to offend
The
nobody.
book, the book
But-
he was promoting at the time, Freemasonry, black and white, you
Yes.
can still get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can still get it.
Either way, like I remember just listening to this. I'm not a member. I don't belong here or anything. And I remember getting upset. I was getting upset that there's these guys who fake being Freemasons and they're getting away with it. It upset me. And I just remember
Pyramid
that
schemes.
I remember that just stuck with me. And then I remember
Confirmed.
What was that?
Illuminati. Can
Oh,
Illuminati.
God.
Is that going to be our thing?
Illuminati confirmed, right?
It is. That's what the kids are doing, man. My
Oh yeah,
neighborhood
the kids,
tell me
the
that.
freaking kids. Okay, try to make this a long story shorter. I got voted on.
Short
I got
story.
Short version?
I know, right? So the next, what was it? The next meeting you guys had, I came and I met with the three guys for my investigation right there. Like I went up to the office to have one. I was in the lodge room, had another guy interview me, and then I was down in the kitchen helping the dude wash dishes as he interviewed me. Once a steward, always a
Yes!
steward. I wasn't even a
Always
steward.
steward.
Gotta
I
start
thought
them
my
young.
investigation was great. They had you doing dishes?
Look,
Now that's how you
great.
really do masonry.
What an idea.
That's how you do an investigation.
You like
well
doing
do your
dishes, you're
dishes.
coming to our lodge.
So okay, trying to make the long story short. I know it's really
Short,
really
short,
long.
long,
I'm sorry. So I get voted in. I go through everything, and I just remember. I had expectations of stuff, as you see the movies. You see, you do read the things on the internet and everything, and I'm like, man, this is gonna be crazy. And it was not that crazy.
But you doesn't wheel in on a
Yeah,
tricycle.
but it was a different kind of cool. It was a different kind of awesome. Like everything that I thought was going to happen to me during the degree that didn't happen was not important, because everything that did happen to me during the degree was I was just in awe of it. And it just it touched me. It touched me in the right way, and I had no plan on when I finally was in. I had no plan on doing anything with the lodge.
For future reference,
What?
the way his girlfriend became his wife is she also touched him the right way. he was like, oh baby, this one's worth a diamond.
Dude, I hate you, dude. Kim ever sees that, she's gonna kill you.
Oh, it's gonna be on
She's
YouTube.
gonna see it.
At refreshmentpodcast.com.
Yeah, right. But what I'm trying
That's
to,
not the real
what I'm
site
really
yet.
trying
We
to-
don't know what it is.
What I'm really trying to get at is, when I first joined, when he finally got me to join, and I joined, it was a great thing, and I to this day I'm still so happy I did it. And I had no plan. I did not want to join. Like I didn't want to get into the chairs, the seats of the lodge. I had no. I didn't want to do all that. And I told him that. I'm like, hey, I'm not sitting in any chairs. I'm not doing. I'm not. Yeah.
Worshipful.
So I get raised.
short years later.
After I get raised, he comes to me, hugs me. Congratulations, brother. I'm so happy. I'm so proud of you. By the way, you're going to be a junior steward next year.
Stewart.
And I'm like, dude, I said I didn't want to do. Oh no, don't worry about it. He just walks away from me.
Don't worry about it.
And then and now I'm worshipful master.
All I'm gonna go ahead and say
way
is
it
your
starts.
short story made the fucking Godfather movies look short.
I know it's terrible. I'm sorry.
Long story.
Brock,
Well, I have a very bizarre story about me learning and becoming a Freemason. Nothing like any of your guys's. I started off as a graphic designer, fresh out of college, and I got a job for a big graphic design firm. And my boss was an ex-army paratrooper, mega conspiracy theory, and a doctor and medic. So I took whatever he said as the gospel. I'm like, this guy's been there. He's seen some crazy shit in his life. And he would definitely tell me, what was up with Freemasonry. He started telling me about looking in logos and looking deeper into symbolism and the way things are structured and why we design certain things and the symbols we use, why we
like
design.
the alien behind the unfinished pyramid.
Everything, dude, from the triangle to the square to everything. And then I started looking, I'm like, wow, this is bizarre. I went to school for this. I've never heard of this. This is crazy. And then I was like, and then he starts telling me, oh yeah, George Washington, Benjamin Franklin, Andrew Jackson, all these people
George
were
Washington Carver.
all Freemasons, if you didn't know. I didn't know at the time, and I'm like, dude, I did a report on Andrew Jackson, man. He's on the $20 bill.
How long have you
I don't
been
even know what
sitting
you're
on this
talking
knowledge?
about.
Yeah, no.
Boom! Freemason. Didn't even know it. Then to find out that, with the anti-Masonic party, the first political party, also
Third party.
Exactly. And the guy heading that was a Freemason, gone back on his oath of
So
Freemasonry.
he just started spouting off all these conspiracies.
Well, how crazy is that?
No,
A
but did you-
Freemason
okay,
runs the
did
first
you-
anti-Masonic
But
party.
did
even.
you have any idea, or did you
Never,
even see
never,
the square
never,
compass before he
never.
mentioned that?
Twice though. I right down from my childhood home, there was a Masonic lodge, and I used to hang out on the stoop all the time. And I skateboard. There used to be a skate park that was outdoors in the parking lot of the Scottish Rite, southern jurisdiction in Iowa. And they would let the skateboarders skate on their parking lot and bring their ramps there.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Amazing. Never realized it was a Scottish Rite. Never realized it had any attachment to Freemasonry until way later in life. So as I started learning more and more about Freemasonry, I started learning about conspiracy theory. Oh shit, the country's building concentration camps. The Freemasons are behind it all. Lucifer's holding all the puppet strings and everybody. Well, then I started seeing all these photos of Freemasons
was Metallica.
online. And then one day I bring it up and I'm like, dude, I'm going to start my own photography company. And I'm going to name it something crazy. And I wanted to do some triangular logo. And they were like, oh, looking really Illuminati-ish. And I was just like, yeah. And then I remember seeing a Freemason. You Google Freemasons and you'll see this picture of 3 guys, a dude all tatted up, 3 dudes holding their Masonic rings in a photo shoot. And I remember we were all looking at that. Me, the head designer and the owner of the company, and they were like, dude, you love this. You're going to be a Freemason
Actually,
someday.
that photo you're looking at,
I know exactly which
those
photo
are
you're
all-
talking
Everybody knows what
no,
photo
those
I'm
are
talking
all the
about.
brothers
I
from
don't.
West Hollywood Lodge.
That's it.
Dez from Devil Driver, the lead
Yup.
singer, who I don't want to say I'm good friends with, but he comes through town. We break bread. He's in that photo from Devil Driver, Cold Chamber, great metal band.
And that's exactly who I'm talking about in this photo.
Cold Chamber broke up, though, right?
Yes,
They didn't.
but they do reunions occasionally.
Oh, they do. Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
But I see that
'cause
photo-
I know that band. I'm not
And
familiar
I'm into
with the
metal
photos,
music,
so that's
man. I'm
why-
into rock music. So I was stoked to see that. And I was just like, dude, this is it. Like, this is cool. These guys are cool. They're doing something different. And like seeing them as a designer, seeing the history and the artistry and all the craft in its fullness was overwhelming, man. And everybody in the office could see that I was so impressed by it. And it took me literally probably 8 years to join Freemasonry after that one point.
Wow.
I was absolutely against it. Huge conspiracy theory. I had joined several other different associated things related similar to Freemasonry before I even became a Freemason.
What did you join?
even. The Theosophical Society, multiple other stuff. I've studied a lot of other.
He's got a
Studied
library
ton. I've got a
upstairs
huge
and
library
downstairs.
collection. Yeah.
Good.
No,
He
no,
puts
absolutely.
to shame most Masonic libraries.
Absolutely,
Shit,
for
yeah.
sure. And I'm a critic on Masonic libraries because of that one thing. I'm like, well, if I'm a Freemason, I'm not
He's
even
seen
1
our
year
poor
in,
ass shelves
and
all
I
the
look
time,
at
he's
everybody
like,
else's lodges. I'm like, there's like 4 lodges that have better libraries than me in this entire
You know what's
area.
actually funny? When he visited my lodge for the first time, he said, "Oh, you have a good Masonic library." I kind of blew it off because that was a weird way to start a conversation.
You're like, well,
But I'm serious.
I don't
I'm
want to
dead
read. There's
serious.
this thing called video now.
Full story.
I'll wait for the movie to come out on Morals and Dogma.
Very, very serious.
You know what? I gotta say something real quick because I find this hilarious. I'm like, because where I'm sitting, I'm pretty much looking at the door to the outside to like the bar, and I kid you not, like every like 2-3 minutes, somebody is walking to the door and like, what's going on in here? What's going on in here?
Everybody's
Oh,
curious,
yes,
man.
and
The
so
Freemasons are having a
this
meeting
is a
here.
real bar. We don't have permission to give the name out as of
This
yet.
is the Trowel Club.
This
So
is the
this
Trowel
right
Club.
now is the Trowel
We're
Club,
all
probably-
sitting in the Trowel Club.
Most likely will stay that way, but we're not in a Masonic
Absolutely.
lodge. This is an actual bar in Illinois.
Okay,
Everyone's
okay.
aware.
So talking about the library. So this is my real coming to Freemasonry. I did look up the lodge I'm a member of, and I did go by there one time and looked in the window, and I seen just a bunch of old guys eating hashed over crockpot food. And I looked in the window, and I'm like, I'm not walking in here. This is nothing like anything I ever wanted to do. Hey, but listen to this though. I will tell you this right now, man.
Hashed over crockpot?
Dude, I'm talking like somebody had this crockpot, dude, a big ass crockpot of old food that they probably cooked on Thursday, and this is Monday, and they brought this thing in here for the Masons to eat. And I look in there and I see them eating. I'm like, what is
But you
that?
know that shit has more
Ugh.
flavor when you take a little bit of crust
the
off
seasoning,
and stir
man.
it in.
Dude, you got man.
I walked away.
You got
Walked
stir
away.
it back
Couldn't even go inside. So then I'm working. I do a lot of stuff in the music industry and fashion industry.
Wait, was this our current lodge?
Yes. Oh yes. But
Oh,
this
it's
is
even
oh,
funnier.
yes.
I wasn't
Oh,
there
yes.
for this?
No. This was a year before I even joined. And then,
Crockpot and son of a bitch.
yeah, I looked in the window.
I had
It
nothing
wasn't
to
for
do with
me.
it.
Well, it's not even about that. I thought of the age demographic. I looked in the window and I didn't see anybody I could relate to off of my first glance, and I turned away. The same as everybody else that's my age that would probably do the same.
I was told I'd get along because there's a bunch of old.
Well, it's because of the cane, man. The parking spot.
Yeah, bro, that cane, dude.
I didn't even have
It
that when I
ages you
joined.
30 more
I
years.
walked in on my
ages you 30 more years.
Wait,
Look, I ain't gonna lie, man. When I first met you and I saw that cane, I was like, oh man, this guy's
Oh.
not gonna like me.
Wait, you were disabled after you became a Mason?
Yes.
So for everyone out there that's not a Mason, join. Your parking will improve.
Your experience in life will become better.
Oh, bullshit.
It will.
Well, bullshit.
Unless you're Wes, he walks around like a fucking pony they're about to put down.
I've been told.
Like
it
Wes,
needs to
how's
be
that
put
leg
down.
doing, boy?
Yeah,
Good.
he walks around like at a horse for a quinceanera for a poor family.
Oh, it hurts.
Oh.
I guarantee you could
Oh, that's
not
terrible.
last one day in my shoes. You'd be fucking crying.
Oh.
He doesn't have good
I
shoes.
believe you.
All right, all right, come off the
I've
cost.
seen this guy out here.
No, damn it!
Struggle, man.
Okay, so you got
Okay,
there, they were old,
all right.
they were
Yeah.
eating out
Yeah,
of the
turned
crock pot.
around, didn't come back. So I was working on a music project, and we needed to hire a local person that had graduated from the Oswego schools because we were working on a project that was associated with the city of Oswego. And we brought up upon a musician, very cool guy, Alex, awesome guy. He was a member of Raven Lodge, though. Had no idea. We clicked right away, and I invited him to my house to come over and hang out, have some beers or whatever. Obviously, he walks into my house and sees my library, and he's like, holy shit, dude. Are you a Freemason? And I'm like, no, I'm not a Freemason, man. But I like to read about it, you know. I'm really into that. And he's like, well, dude, I'm actually a Freemason. And shocked.
Who
Had
was
no
this?
idea he was a Freemason. So he's like, hey, man, I can get you a hold of my mentor. You should give him a call and just shoot the shit with him, man, and see what you think about it. Mm-hmm. So I give him a call. I talk to him or whatever, get a hold of an older gentleman, and, we have a conversation. And he's like, yeah, man, you should come up to dinner. I thought, well, I've already seen you guys eat dinner before. I was just like, I was a little hesitant on that situation. I was like, that's not the way to invite me because I've already seen that.
But see, there's really
Dude,
no...
you should have told
Hey,
them.
it's
They probably
fine.
creep them out. They
I
probably-
shut up anyway.
But
shut
there's
up
no
anyway.
good way, but look, I was looking through your windows the other week and I wasn't comfortable with your crock.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So I came
if
in.
someone says that to me, blackball immediately.
Hey, we came in. I was like, well, I don't want to be a food snob, but luckily the day we came, catered Portillo's. I'm like, all right, this is a step up here. This is something happening
No,
here.
what was it? Ash-filled crockpot? Well, how was that phrasing?
Halved over or something.
Hashed over.
Hashed over, dude. It had a film on it or something. I could even see it glistening with it through the window. I can see it glistening. It was an effect, dude. It was an effect, man. I'm telling
Like
you.
it's a fucking skating rink or
It was bad, dude. It was bad. It was really bad. And the fact of it, that there was probably barely any members in there when I looked. I'm like, how do you guys have a lodge of 3 guys? Like, that's not even possible. They probably didn't even meet that night.
Three guys in a crock pot sounds like the new 2 girls, 1 cup.
Dude, it was bad. But once I met Alex, and he's like, yeah, we'll go to Lodge. We hung out. I met my future mentor, Dennis. And, dude, as soon as I met him, and he's like, oh, I was an anthropologist. I was a teacher. I started learning so much from him. I'm like, all right, this is what I'm talking about. I met 2 guys from this lodge now, and both of them are extremely interesting guys. So I went to the meeting. I hung out, started meeting other people from the lodge. And it was a slow start, and I was the only young guy at the time.
Did we talk your first degree? I'm trying to
I
remember.
met you.
We did?
The first time I ever met you was when I visited.
Stay off
that
drugs,
time.
kids, because that's what it'll do for you.
Boom! I came in. The lodge was great. Everybody
remember
was
that.
super accepting. Took forever to get somebody to sign my petition. This time I had long hair and a ponytail.
Yeah, no,
and everybody
I remember,
was
but
like,
I just
and I
remember
always
it-
dress nice, but
Goddamn long hair.
I remember it being
exactly.
your second
Keep
degree.
the
I
long
just don't
hair's not
remember.
covering up that red neck, you know. Like
I just don't
And I was from
remember the
Iowa,
question.
so I felt like I was like this Illinois immigrant. I felt like I didn't belong, and then and I didn't know anybody. Dude, it was.
Immigrants?
Illinois.
What?
There we go.
Dude, that's what in
Dude, you know
Iowa.
what? We need to coin that right
He
now.
about
dude.
wandering
Illinois
around.
immigrant.
Yeah.
We're gonna be marching for the Illinois immigrants next week.
I'm telling you, dude. That's what I heard. When anytime anybody from Illinois is in Iowa, you say
Oh,
that
he
they're
said
an
it.
Illinois
He just said
immigrant.
Illinois, dude.
Yeah,
He
you
did
said
it.
Illinois. So.
Bro.
Cut that
I'm
out.
from Iowa,
that
dude.
out.
I'm telling
Cut
you.
that out.
I'm dead serious.
Hey,
That's how it
I-
rolls
I-
out there, man.
I went to
It's
Iowa.
a different world.
So they wouldn't sign
Iowa.
your petition.
No,
because
they
you're from
did.
Iowa.
They did sign the petition. I went through the degrees, and when I got my very first degree, dude, was super nervous, and I didn't even realize I was getting my first degree that night because they texted me, like you were saying earlier. Yeah, you've been accepted to receive the degrees, and so I thought, oh, that's
See,
cool.
I remember having a
So I show up to the
conversation with
meeting thinking like, well, I know I'm gonna accept the degrees, but when, you know? And I show up, and then I'm at the meeting, and they're like, dude, it's tonight, man. And I just thought, dread, and everybody around could feel the dread, and I was like, oh shit, I'm not prepared for this. Like, I didn't know I was about to.
I don't
And I've been,
remember that.
dude, you guys gotta think, I was a conspiracy theorist for 10 years, so I'm like, I'm about to do it tonight. Tonight's the night. It's like losing my virginity all over again, dude. It was the worst, dude. I was like, I'm going against everything I believe in. And I go through that ritual, man, and I came through the other side, and I'm like, wow, that was so impressive. Like, I will
Hey, you know
remember
what?
that forever.
I mean, he popped his chair.
And it was a chair.
Did you have a better experience losing your virginity or your Masonic virginity?
Probably I would have to say my Masonic virginity because it lasted longer.
Oh, wow.
That and your Masonic virginity, there's at least a DDGM there telling them how to work the shaft.
How to hold the rods.
How to hold the rods. Oh, God. That's terrible.
What, dude?
Terrible.
Hey,
How did you
ever
feel when they
since,
gave you
though-
the 24-inch gauge?
I can only take the first 6 inches.
Exactly. I had to gavel that one down.
Oh, terrible. Terrible. Terrible.
But I can tell you what, though. I was raised on like April 2nd, and by the 14th, I was already in the Scottish Rite. And that was something that I already knew that I wanted to join well before because I'd already read so much and I'd already done so much ritual myself. Whatever you call that reading ritual when you're not a Mason.
Yeah.
Cowan, maybe, I don't know. And as I was going through stuff, I just knew that there was so much more, and there were so many rituals and so many degrees out there that were from different parts of history and different segments of society and things that have came up and from different countries. And there was so much heritage into this that I knew that it was definitely something that I wanted to join and I wanted to be a part of. And I wanted to see them all. I wanted to be part of it, you know? And ever since then, man, I've absolutely loved the Scottish Rite, and I think it's great. I mean, I'd love to join the York Rite, and I will join the York Rite.
Eventually.
And I know all of you guys are, but and I
Well,
definitely
you know Jack
Well,
eventually
shit,
will be.
Jack's got a petition with his name as my first line sign. I got one from Wes within my first line sign. I got multiple York Rite
Dude,
petitions out here.
Jack is at every third degree with a book, with like a stack of petitions. Like, hey, you know, you gotta sign this now.
Sure, because he claims he just
And
goes
he's a
into the
member-
cemetery.
Oh, just to give
He's a
He
member
has
of
all rights.
14 lodges, though.
Just to give
Don't
you
get
guys
you wrong.
perspective, you'll see Jack in future episodes.
Jack,
He'll
Jack,
be here.
Yes, Jack will
The
be
you
here.
working man in masonry.
And then
Jack
we'll tell you
was
Jack's
there when
last-
the United Grand Lodge of England was formed in
Oh.
1717.
He might have been there. I think he was one of the original stonemasons. But
He did FDR's first degree catechism.
Jack, you'll hear hear us talk about Jack. You may hear Herb and
You're
a couple
gonna
other
meet
names
them.
here
Yeah,
and there.
you're gonna meet all these guys in the future for sure.
Yeah, and we'll let you.
We
they'll
might
give you
we
their
might
last
clean up
names
our
and
act
all
a little
that,
bit
but-
when they
Oh, we
come.
gotta clean up the act.
See,
Exactly.
these are characters. When I say characters, they're definitely good guys that we see here in the northern area of the Masonic jurisdiction,
Of
and
Illinois.
they're well-known guys, well-liked guys by most. You know, obviously, not everybody cares for everyone, but that's neither here nor there. But you will hear these names from time to time, and we do plan on having them come in. We want to have interviews. We want to have interviews with Grand Lodge officers and, if God willing, Grand Architect willing, maybe even the Grand Master.
Shit, have
something
God
like that.
come in here, the Grand Architect. I was like, the Grand Architect.
Yeah, the Grand Architect.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. I'll just dress up as a
Might
Grand
write a
Architect.
holy
No.
book for us while you're
Yeah, you know, we're all here. We're gonna talk about how things are going.
about to get the Third Testament.
Oh my
The third
god!
there was 15 commandments, but one stone broke. History of the World, Part 2. Village people.
You know what's funny about your story? What you were saying about you never know who is a Freemason. You never know who is a
That's
brother.
100%
And
true.
it's so funny
You know
because
what? I'm
within
pretty
my
good at picking them out of crowds. I can
you
figure it out
well,
now.
well now
I seen a member of my
now,
lodge
now.
today at the doctor's office with my wife, and I was like, "Hey,
Yeah.
what's up, brother?
You
What
seen
are
another
doing?"
man
He's
with
like-
your wife and you
he's
asked
like-
him if he was a
He was
brother?
at the
He's
doctor's
like-
office of your wife.
And you asked if he was a brother?
He is
Whoa,
a
this
doctor.
This is something
He is
new.
a doctor, and
Your
my
wife
wife's
is
daughter.
a doctor.
Well, she's
Was his name Dr. Illuminati?
Yeah.
dun dun dun.
I mean, if your wife's got a doctor on the side, you might as well
Want
just.
to wrap it up? Okay.
Yeah,
You're gonna
yeah.
wanna wrap it
We're
up.
getting told that we need to wrap
Well,
it
I
up.
mean,
I think we've drone on long enough. Hopefully, you
Are the
guys.
batteries dying? Okay.
Oh, okay.
all right.
Then totally.
Got seconds left?
We'll wrap it up and we can edit it out. We'll just
wrap
do a
it.
closing.
No,
Yeah,
no,
we'll
no.
do a
Say
closing.
what you were going to say.
No, I was just gonna say, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully, in editing we can make this coherent. we did a lot of rambling, a lot of storytelling, but I just want to tell you guys I'm really looking forward to this for our future endeavor with this, and I couldn't ask to be with better brothers right now to do this.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely. This is a great thing that we're going to do here, man. And I've been looking forward to it for weeks. And I think we need this. We need something in Masonry that's light, that's conversational, that talks about the topics that people don't want to talk about at Lodge. They don't want to hurt people's feelings. And we just want to speak to everybody on a bigger scale where we can get advice from the fans. We can get people that want to send us questions and answers from people who aren't Masons. We're just here to be a beacon of light for the state of Illinois, I feel.
Realistically, there's only two things that matter to me in this life. When McDonald's brings back the Monopoly game,
Or McRib.
Freemason. Oh yeah,
I thought the
Yeah, no,
McRib.
McRib.
You're talking about McRib. I'm like,
Whoa,
the
shit.
McRib?
There's only two things a man needs: the McRib and Masonry. And they both start with an M. No, thank you
Maybe a
guys
Big
for
Mac.
tuning into our pilot. We're trying to bring a lot of joy and light into the Masonic realm, and I hope we can connect with as many of you as possible. And I know a lot of non-Masons are going to find this video, and I really hope you do. And just message us any questions you have. We'd love to start you down that road with the right answers. Did Brock just go to pee?
Brock left to pee.
All right, Wes, you want to go ahead and
Yeah,
close
close
it
us
out?
out. Wes.
When we, this is the start of our podcast, and when we started it, all we wanted to do was just do it for a laugh. But, the Masonic fraternity is very interesting. But the reason why I wanted to do this outside of Lodge is to show that we're just like anybody else. We're men. Even if we weren't Masons, but Masonry has brung us together. And Masonry is not just what we do in Lodge, but what we do out of Lodge. Yes, we like to have libations, like to laugh and have fun, and mainly this is what the podcast is going to be, to promote the fraternity outside of the Lodge. But the Lodge means a lot to me. I'm glad it came into my life, and I'm now here doing this podcast to hopefully bring it to everyone else and, bring all these special brothers that I've met in my life to you and show you that we're just regular guys. So for everyone here at the At Refreshment podcast, thank you for watching and tuning in. We will be back, maybe not the same bad time or place, but we will be back to you soon. Thanks for watching.